Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Medicine with Jesus. And this week we are going to look at wound cleaning. This week we'll discuss a little bit about having to clean wounds. Now, if there's something that I personally do not like, it's having to clean a wound. And I know it's not nice because senior doctors expect the junior doctors to do it, and then the junior doctors throw the work to the medical students. And that's just how no one wants to be the one to clean a wound because the process is disturbing to the practitioner themselves. But the process is even worse to the patient, especially if the patient is a child. That's because for children, they don't properly understand what you're doing. And to them, you're just inflicting pain, you're just worsening the pain, and the pain blinds them to the necessary help that you are offering. Now, I'm saying necessary help because we once discussed in a lesson where we looked at the skin, and in another lesson where we spoke about the immune system, there we agreed to say the skin is actually part of your immunity and it protects the internal environment from the outside environment. Now, if there's a break in the skin, it means the internal environment is exposed to the outside environment and germs and stuff can grow on your wound. Now, this then impairs the proper healing of the wound and mostly makes the wound even worse. So it's important to clean a wound, make sure that if there's any break, it is kept clean and properly bandaged so that it properly heals and so that it does not get worse. So the process of wound cleaning, though painful, is actually necessary. What Christian principle can we get from this? Surrender isn't always a beautiful thing. The process of surrender in your life doesn't always feel good. And we have certain character traits, we've got certain things that need to be worked on, we've got rough edges that need proper smoothening, and that process isn't always nice. Let's just admit it. The process of Christ working on our characters is actually painful, so much so that most of us avoid surrendering because of the pain that actually comes with giving God control, with the pain that comes with letting Christ work on our character, work on our personalities, just Christ working on us entirely. We actually don't like surrendering because sometimes it doesn't feel good. Let's see the encouragement that we get from Peter, James, and from a book that is called Our High Calling. And what can we learn from that? So reading from 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 7, it is written, "The trial of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and the glory at the appearing of Christ Jesus." And this is what Peter is telling us, that the trial of our faith, and our faith is even more precious than gold. It might be painful and we might be tried in fire, but it's going to bring pain, it's going to bring praise, glory, and honor at the appearing of Christ. Listen to what is written in Our High Calling. "The refining furnace is to remove the dross. When the refiner sees his image reflected in you perfectly, he will remove you from the furnace. You will not be left to be consumed or to endure the fiery ordeal any longer than is necessary for your purification. But it is necessary for you, in order to reflect the divine image, to submit to the process the refiner chooses for you, that you may be cleansed, purified, and every spot and blemish removed, not even a wrinkle left in your Christian character. May the Lord help you." Here we are also being encouraged to say, yes, we might go through trials, we might go through fire, but this is necessary. We need the character of Christ in us. And so that his image is properly reflected, we might need to be polished. And that polishing process does not always feel good. That polishing process might not always feel good, but it is necessary for us to go through the fire, that when we come out, we will be as pure gold. In James chapter 1, verse 2 to 4 says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect, complete, and lacking nothing." I love how James says it. He says, count it all joy when you go through different trials, and because this is going to work out patience, and then you will be perfect and you will be lacking nothing. You will be complete. So yes, The process is painful. No one is refusing that. But don't let the pain blind you from the perfection that comes in the end. So let us endure the cross, despise the shame, for the joy that is set before us. And that joy, as is written in Peter, is that we will have a character that will bring praise